Welcome back. In this video, we'll look at the new subscription for the decade. This is a January 2020 teas. We're starting off the year with something very bright and refreshing. So the three teas we've selected are Liuwan Gua Pian, a green tea that's very fresh, green, creamy, buttery. The WENSHAN BAOZHONG is a lightly oxidized Formosa oolong that's also very bright, but with a few more of the floral notes, very honeysuckle-like. And then something that's bolder, the Heritage Grand Scarlet Robe is a Ui Mountain charcoal roasted tea. So with these teas, they go through a progression from light to dark. And this is what's ideal to have throughout the day. If you're transitioning from having a lot of caffeine last year, then it's a good idea to replace this with healthier caffeine. The green tea is the lightly oxidized, so it's the highest. So we recommend actually trying the lightest one first. And then throughout the day, you would go through the progression from light to dark. So I've brewed the Liuwan Gua Pian with lower temperature water. We did a 1 gram of tea to 1 ounce water, so it's a little bit richer. That's ideal and really recommended for the morning. In the morning, I think when you're drinking a green tea, it takes a little getting used to. You need to get accustomed to something that's not really dark, not very roasted like coffee or some of the charcoal roasted teas, or even compared to a black tea. But in terms of caffeine, it is actually the highest. The least processed teas are the highest in caffeine. But of course, because there's so little processing in it, it's very antioxidant rich and super healthy. In terms of the stimulant, caffeine is in tea, but there's also theanine. So I'm less jittery when I'm drinking green tea than I would with other caffeinated drinks. So for this tea, we do recommend you could, of course, have a light breakfast with it. But what's really nice is to transition us from all the sweets that we've eaten through the holidays. In this subscription, we also included the caramel macadamia nuts that's specially made from Hawaiian Tart Company in Kona, the Big Island. And this is our nice snack to pair with these different teas to transition you from the holidays to the current year. So for this tea, I'm going to taste it like how we do with wine or coffee cupping. You want to take a sip, move it around up and down in the front of your mouth by chewing it, and then drawing air towards the back. This way you could really taste how rich and thick the flavor is. I've made it in a GAIWAN, but of course, for all of these teas, you could easily make it in the competition set. If you don't have one of these yet, it's a good idea to pick one up. We would make it in the competition set here in the cup. And for convenience, you would just decant into the shrinking cup. That would empty out everything in this brewing vessel. And then when you're ready to have another one, then just top it up with water again, because each brew gets a little bit richer. Then you could repeat come afternoon, make the WENSHAN BAOZHONG, which is very bright and crisp. I've made it the same way in the summer GAIWAN, which is a little bit wider and shorter because it allows the leaves to open up a bit more. Now, in terms of color, the WENSHAN is pretty light too, but that's understandable because it's only 10% oxidized. Roasting the tea leaf in a short period of time will keep its freshness. That's why WENSHAN is still very much on the greener end. This is really bright, very honeysuckle-like, a little bit on the floral side as compared to the rich flavor and the punch you get in the Liuwan Gua Pian. This green tea is one of the richest ones. It gets a little bit softer when you have an oolong like this that's a little more floral, so it's ideal for the afternoon. And then of course for the evening, rather than having the usual port and whiskeys with your dessert, that is nice to have the charcoal roasted Heritage Grand Scarlet Robe. This is toasted nutty, but it also has that richer, more savory taste to it. It's a little smoky, but it has that roasted nuts finish, which means it pairs perfectly with what we've included in this subscription. To get the most health benefits and antioxidant out of your teas, it's a good idea to taste the tea like this so you can taste how refreshing it is, and then use the leftover leaves in a smoothie. I've added the leaves into a blend tech and blended up with some fruits, so it's really delicious that way. Similar to adding some powder matcha into a smoothie without having the bitterness. And then of course you could taste the tea first and enjoy it with a little bit of the tart. If you want to learn a little more about the teas, please follow us on our YouTube channel. And of course, visit us at redblossomtea.com.